Welcome to the moment where ordinary fades and extraordinary takes center stage. You're not just being noticed, you're sending shockwaves through every room you enter. This isn't about random curiosity, it's about the gravitational pull of your authenticity, your passion, and your relentless drive to be something greater. People feel your energy before you even speak, and they can't help but lean in. So, own it. Every envious glance, every whispered conversation is proof that you're captivating the world. Embrace the fact that you're a game changer, a spark that others can't ignore. You hold a power most only dream about, the power to shatter old limitations and spark a revolution in everyone you meet. Stand tall, breathe deep, and know that this unstoppable obsession isn't just about them chasing you, it's about you igniting something massive and unforgettable. This is your time to shine. Let them talk, let them wonder, and let your fire burn brighter than ever. You are not a refuge. You are a catalyst, an unstoppable force that dismantles their comfort and demands reconstruction from within. Your presence is a call to abandon everything that no longer aligns with growth. It's a reckoning, a necessary shedding of the old to make way for the brilliance of your authenticity. You challenge the status quo with every move, igniting the spark that drives transformation. You are the energy that strips away hesitation, the resonance that disrupts silence, the undeniable momentum that compels them to evolve. You are not a retreat. You are the turning point. Right, I ignite change because you are the surge that propels them toward what they fear yet desperately need. Their envy thrives in the shadows of your influence, feeding on the light you radiate. Together, your connection is a tidal force, shaking the foundation of those who witness it. Your power is not just seen, it is palpable, a pulse that ripples through everything it encounters. They despise it because it exposes their unspoken desires, their unmet potential. What you represent together isn't just admired, it forces them to confront their own unfulfilled aspirations. Your bond is more than a connection, it's a challenge, reflecting the authenticity and depth they long for, but hesitate to pursue. Instead of confronting their own shortcomings, they choose to resent the clarity your presence brings. Their discontent festers in the wake of your undeniable strength, their envy stoked by the audacity of your shared brilliance. In every room, your connection shifts the focus, rearranging dynamics with its intensity. Your influence leaves no room for mediocrity. It commands attention and disrupts complacency. They resist you not because you are flawed, but because you remind them of what they wish to be, yet cannot deny. Together, you are not just a force. They are drawn to you even as they cannot bear to admit why. Join us. Subscribe now. Their jealousy doesn't simmer quietly. It erupts, feeding off their insecurities and turning them into architects of chaos. Those who covet what you've built will go to great lengths to unravel it. They weaponize their words, cloaking malice in feigned concern, bending truths until they're unrecognizable. Their goal isn't destruction by force, but erosion by persistence, hoping to see fractures appear where your bond stands firm. They cannot bear the clarity of your strength, for it lays bare their inadequacies. Their obsession drives them to mimic, to emulate, to attempt to replicate what makes you unique. But their efforts only highlight their lack. They drape themselves in your essence, but it doesn't fit. It cannot fit. It's a performance, hollow and strained, failing to capture the authenticity they so desperately crave. They stir conflict like restless waters, their tactics blunt and unsubtle. They generate whispers and spread falsehoods, crafting turmoil in an attempt to distract and destabilize you. Their chaos isn't random, it's a deliberate attempt to shift your focus, to test whether you'll falter under the weight of their distractions. Yet, their attempts reveal more about them than about you. Their desperation is a reflection of what they can't claim or understand, an admission of their inability to create what they so deeply envy. This isn't simply envy, it's a confession. Their resistance to your bond isn't about you, it's about their own limitations. What you have threatens the order they cling to because it defies expectation and cannot be replicated. Your connection is a declaration, one that challenges the rules others have built their lives around. It exists in a realm beyond their reach, solid and unshaken by the noise they generate. Every rumor they spread, every attempt to create division, only serves to highlight the resilience of what you've built. Their efforts to undermine you become proof of your strength, not your vulnerability. Your bond doesn't stand untouched by the chaos, it thrives above it, unyielding in the face of every challenge. Their fixation only strengthens your foundation, making it clear that your connection is not just seen, but felt as an undeniable force. In their efforts to bring you down, they reveal the true magnitude of what you've built, a strength that refuses to bow to the weight of their jealousy. Feel the power of being chosen. If you know deep down you're meant for more, you're in the right place. Click Join to unlock exclusive content, connect with a supportive community, and take the next step toward your divine calling. Don't wait. Claim your place among the chosen ones today. Sabotage works in silence, cutting its path before you even realize it's there. Pay attention to those who dig too deeply, their questions coated in false sincerity. Their prying isn't curiosity, it's a search for openings. Under the guise of concern, they prod for vulnerabilities, shaping your words into tools for their agenda. Their pauses carry more weight than their inquiries, and their quiet observations are anything but innocent. Whispers take shape as deliberate fabrications, framed as friendly advice, but meant to sow uncertainty. I thought you should know, they'll say, as they plant subtle doubts designed to grow into barriers. Their stories aren't rooted in reality, they're crafted to serve their own motives. Distractions follow closely, orchestrated with precision to derail your focus and create division. Sudden plans or fabricated conflicts appear out of nowhere, pulling at your time and energy, slowly eroding what you've built. These are not coincidences. They are carefully placed obstacles meant to foster distance and misunderstanding. Such tactics are intentional, calculated efforts to weaken your foundation. Recognizing them isn't paranoia, it's clarity. These signs aren't figments of overthinking. They are warnings written in actions. Trust the instinct that rises when their presence feels misaligned, when their gestures seem off, or their smiles strain under the weight of hidden motives. That quiet intuition is your safeguard, guiding you toward the truth behind their facade. When words ring hollow and energy feels heavy, lean into that knowing. It's a shield against their deception. Boundaries aren't barriers of fear. They are expressions of strength. Protecting your peace doesn't isolate you. It fortifies you against the currents of manipulation. Distance yourself from those who thrive on discord and cast shadows over your clarity. What feels like suspicion is often wisdom in disguise. Listen to it, act on it, and remember, protecting your energy is not just survival. It's the foundation of your growth. Subscribe now. Let's rise together. Guard your energy like the priceless force it is, without hesitation or guilt. Every moment spent entertaining their chaos is a moment stolen from your peace. They are not entitled to your focus, your vulnerability, or your time. Boundaries are not harsh. They are essential. Those who thrive on manipulation twist honesty into weapons, turning trust into tools of harm. They weave mistruths, plant seeds of insecurity, and use your openness against you. The lesson is clear and unwavering. Identify the warning signs before their actions can fracture what you've worked so hard to preserve. Don't engage with their distractions. Disarm their influence by refusing to play their game. Claim your power. Boundaries preserve my peace. Protect your energy fiercely, for it is the bedrock of everything you are building. Without it, nothing else can stand. Inside, they wrestle with a storm they cannot control. A battle between their yearning to be close to you and the forces that tear at their resolve. Their emotions pull them toward you, magnetic and undeniable. Yet the weight of external pressures fuels their hesitation. These contradictions churn within them, driving confusion and fear. They crave the clarity your connection offers, but the cost terrifies them. You stand as both their hope and their challenge, illuminating what they could have while exposing what they are unwilling to fight for. Maintain your stillness in the face of their chaos. Their struggles are not yours to resolve, and their distractions cannot be allowed to derail you. Your peace is the foundation of your strength, and those who attempt to disrupt it only reveal their own instability. Do not waver. Do not lower your defenses. Your intuition will guide you in discerning who brings value and who seeks to drain it. Trust that wisdom and act on it. Choose yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of necessity. For the future you are shaping depends on the clarity and focus you protect today. To stand beside you means facing the reality that their old patterns and toxic influences no longer have a place. It compels them to abandon the false safety of what they've always known and to confront the uncomfortable truth. Change is essential. The process strips away illusions, leaving behind the bare foundation of who they are and who they want to become. It is a confrontation, not just with the external, but with the internal, shedding attachments that drag them down into mediocrity. The pull of the past is strong, tempting them to stay within its grasp, but the call to rise is louder. This isn't a simple decision, it's a reckoning, a choice between remaining stagnant or stepping into the unknown. The chaos they feel is the friction of transformation, a reminder that growth is rarely comfortable, but always necessary. Their initial reaction is uncertainty, a gnawing unease that makes them question their worthiness. Your presence acts as a lens, revealing the insecurities they've tried to ignore. They examine themselves with an intensity that turns perceived imperfections into insurmountable flaws. Doubt shouts louder than the quiet truths they know within, clouding their ability to trust what they feel. Overthinking follows, spinning every possibility into an intricate web of what-ifs. They overanalyze each step, imagining scenarios shaped by fear and assumptions. They dwell not on what is, but on what could go wrong, paralyzed by the weight of expectations they've created in their minds. Overthinking doesn't prepare them for the future. It traps them in place, blocking the path to the transformation they crave. Their resistance surfaces as withdrawal, a defensive measure to protect themselves from the vulnerability they feel. They pull away, testing their ability to sever the connection that both scares and calls to them. Yet the distance only intensifies the pull. as they realize that no matter how far they try to run, the force of what they feel is undeniable. The breaking point comes suddenly, a realization that the cost of staying away far outweighs the risk of stepping forward. What once seemed overwhelming fades in the shadow of a greater fear, the loss of what you represent. You are not just a person to them, you are the embodiment of change, the push towards something greater, the truth they cannot escape. This isn't simply about love or connection. It's about the unshakable impact of your presence. You stand as a catalyst, the reminder that staying the same is no longer an option. Their fears may scream, their doubts may linger, but the inevitability of growth will always rise above. It's messy, raw, and human, but it is real. And in the end, they know the only way forward is through the fire of transformation. Now is the time to share God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube. You can contribute to His plan and be part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will come back to you exponentially, far beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessings are on your every step and every donation. You become part of His divine plan. You are a strong, radiant being, unshakable as His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles, feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed and let the light of the Lord guide your path. This isn't calm, it's a breaking point. Their emotions surge, clashing in a relentless storm. They've wrestled with the pressure of their doubts, the weight of expectations, and the paralyzing grip of fear. But now, clarity rises, unforgiving and inescapable. The thought of stepping away leaves a void too vast to ignore. The internal conflict doesn't vanish. Instead, it transforms into a realization of what truly matters. They see their feelings in stark reality, both a source of chaos and undeniable strength. Courage is born not from the absence of fear, but from facing it head-on. What terrifies them most is the prospect of a life without the connection that has redefined their existence. They move forward, not free of fear, but driven by it. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1:5. Picture a single flame in a shadowed room. It doesn't plead for recognition. It simply blazes, filling every space with its radiance. That's the power at work in you. A brilliance that neither asks for permission nor apologizes for its impact. It's the kind of light that makes everyone pause, wondering what remarkable force has stepped into their midst. It doesn't matter if the crowd approves or resists. It's there, glowing with undeniable conviction. When folks step into your aura, they're drawn by more than just intrigue. They sense the spark of authenticity. You reflect an unfiltered truth that speaks straight to their core. In your presence, facades can't hold up. They realize that what you offer isn't mere inspiration. It's a challenge to rise above the ordinary and step into a higher calling. Your story isn't about smooth roads and easy victories. It's about perseverance forged in trials. Others see the scars you wear as proof that you've emerged stronger, bolder, and more determined than you ever imagined. Rise up. Subscribe now. Your resilience sends a clear message. The obstacles that could have broken you only served to refine your purpose. That is what captivates people. They find assurance in your testimony, a roadmap for navigating their own valleys. You show them that stumbling doesn't mean defeat, and that progress can still happen in the midst of uncertainty. It's not your polished words that speak the loudest, but your unwavering stance, when the pressure mounts. All around you, curiosity swells. Folks can't help but lean closer. They can't quite define what makes your presence so magnetic. It might be the ease with which you stand in your truth. You don't chase validation. Instead, it seems to orbit around you, as though drawn by an invisible current. This current is nothing you've crafted artificially. It springs from the sincerity of your journey. People feel it whether they want to or not, and many find themselves unable to walk away. Yet it's vital to remember, your worth isn't tied to the praise or criticism of those who notice. You don't burn just for them. You burn because it's who you are. Let them marvel if they choose, but never forget that the light doesn't depend on applause to shine. You're no passing phenomenon. You're a catalyst for deep change that ripples through every place you occupy. So when you notice the attention fixed on you, when questions circle and opinions rise, stand firm in the knowledge that this radiance isn't some fleeting spark. It's a steady flame, fueled by every test you've endured and every triumph you've celebrated. Your authenticity challenges others to cast aside their own limitations, to see possibility where they once saw dead ends. Your story stirs dormant dreams and reminds them that destiny calls to those willing to answer. Carry your light boldly, knowing that your influence can't be confined. If some choose to linger within your orbit, let them. But remember that your glow isn't diminished by how many people gather around. You remain that steadfast flame in the darkness, unhindered, unwavering, and undeniably alive with purpose. Your presence isn't something they choose. It's a force that pulls them toward you. You represent a life beyond their grasp, one they've secretly longed for but never believed they could reach. You embody potential, the living reminder that settling is no longer an option. You spark transformation simply by existing, shifting their mindset, altering their choices, and guiding them toward a reality they hadn't dared to envision. Without effort, your energy rewires their actions, drawing out parts of themselves they had buried. You are the catalyst, an undeniable force that challenges their understanding of what connection can mean. Your influence is far-reaching, breaking through barriers they thought impenetrable. It transcends the limitations of time and space, leaving an imprint they cannot ignore. Affirm it now. I radiate transformative energy. Your power doesn't just draw attention, it ignites change. The moment they recognize what you represent, clarity surges through them like an unrelenting current. They understand, without doubt, that your worth cannot be debated, replicated, or replaced. This realization strikes with the weight of truth. Hesitation collapses under the sheer magnitude of what they stand to gain, and their fears are consumed by the certainty of what you offer. In that awakening, the constraints they've lived with are laid bare. They see the toxic influences that have bound them, the voices that thrive on their stagnation, the habits that keep them fearful, and the comforts that dull their ambition. These chains are no longer invisible. They are exposed as barriers to the life they truly desire. Choosing you means breaking free, stepping beyond the confines they once thought were permanent. And for the first time, freedom isn't an abstract concept. It's a reality within reach. They see it clearly, and they cannot turn back. You are the embodiment of truth, and they are drawn to it like never before. The masks they've worn and the roles they've played no longer feel like home. They yearn for something real, a connection that reflects their innermost desires. In you, they find the clarity and authenticity they've been searching for. Choosing you isn't a casual decision, it's a declaration. It's a break from everything that no longer aligns with the person they are becoming. This choice shakes their foundations as they release the anchors of old habits, toxic ties, and doubts. They confront the forces that once held them back with bold resolve, cutting ties with anything that hinders their growth. Their actions are not hesitant. They are deliberate, driven by a fierce determination to step fully into this new chapter. Their commitment is not spoken, it's lived. They align their choices with their intentions, meeting your intensity with a matching fire. Every move they make is intentional, proving their dedication to what you represent. This is not about appearances, it's about truth. They stand with unwavering resolve, showing that their transformation isn't a fleeting moment, but a permanent shift. Their efforts are grounded in the depth of their emotions, creating a connection that deepens with each step forward. This is not a passive pursuit. It's a full embrace of what matters most. Their alignment is a testament to their willingness to shed the old and make room for the extraordinary. They leap toward you, not cautiously, but with abandon, casting aside the fears that once controlled them. It's not just about being with you, it's about choosing to live fully, to prioritize purpose over comfort, and to embrace the unknown with courage. Their hesitation is replaced by action. Their doubt transformed into fuel for growth. Rebuilding trust and creating something unshakable becomes their mission. If wounds or distance have strained the bond, they meet those challenges with unwavering resolve. They take accountability, rebuilding connection, not through words alone, but through deliberate and consistent action. This isn't about erasing what's been, but about creating something stronger. They release what no longer serves them, letting go of habits, relationships, and behaviors that hold them back, to build a future rooted in mutual growth. Every step is a reflection of their belief that this connection is worth everything, and they prove it by showing up every single time. This journey is not easy. It strips them down to their rawest form, demanding more than they ever thought they could give. But they know that stepping into this connection requires them to rise, to shed the layers of fear and doubt that no longer serve them. This transformation isn't just about you. It's a reckoning within themselves, a declaration of their readiness to claim the life they were always meant to live. They face the fire, not because it is painless, but because it is necessary. The challenges before you are not barriers. They are invitations to grow stronger, to refine your purpose, and embrace the truth of what is yours. Your destiny does not falter. It moves through every obstacle, carving its way to you with relentless certainty. Holding your ground in the chaos is an act of profound power. Stay rooted in your truth, unwavering in your focus. The noise of doubt and distraction will surround you, but it holds no weight against the strength of your conviction. Their words are fleeting, their judgments irrelevant. Your path is yours alone. Resist the pull to engage with negativity. It does not deserve your energy. Stand firm, knowing that every moment of resistance sharpens you further. Trust that timing is not arbitrary. It is precise, aligning every piece exactly as it should be. You are not here to force the process. You are here to embody faith in its unfolding. Your light was never meant to dim for the sake of others. Stop minimizing your brilliance to ease their discomfort, their envy, their resistance, their noise. It's not your burden to carry. These reactions only confirm the magnitude of your power. When the world grows louder, when resistance swells, it's a sign that you are walking in alignment with something extraordinary. Remember, Only what shines brightest draws the most attention. The challenges, the betrayals, the obstacles, they are all tools refining you into something unbreakable. Stay aligned with who you are, for authenticity is magnetic in a way that nothing else can be. You don't have to chase what is meant for you. It will find its way, unstoppable and untouchable. No one can delay it, steal it, or diminish its impact. You are a force, unyielding and radiant, and your energy is a shield against anything that seeks to diminish you. Trust the process, trust your power, and know that you are already enough. What is yours will always find you. You stand as a living testament to unapologetic truth. Carry your voice with unwavering resolve, never minimizing the scale of your influence. Reveal your journey. Show how you reclaimed your spark, how you converted resistance into momentum, and how you embraced the destiny long reserved for you. Your story is your inheritance. Speak it openly and let it resonate. Accept your calling as the one set apart. You are the upheaval, the surge that cannot be restrained or fully deciphered. Ground your mission in your deepest convictions, shaping it amid the clamor that tests your focus. Curate your disclosures with purpose and preserve your silence when it serves your goals. Turn every setback into fuel and let your unstoppable essence define your path. Reveal your truth to awaken the spark in those around you, guiding them toward higher clarity and unity. This moment is yours. Rise, evolve, command.